Today I'm gonna start reading The Brain Saver by Medical Medium. I got this idea by two people. One, Jerome Shaw on YouTube. He reads pranic pages. It's kind of like what he's titled the the playlist. And it's where he just reads books, and I personally love it. There's some books that I never would buy, but I wanted to read. And I kind of wanted to do the same thing, and I wanted to start with Brain Saver by Medical Medium. I love the Medical Medium books. They're semi-expensive, and also it's big, so not everybody wants to read this. So, yeah, let's get into it. Start with the first page. So it says, Medical Medium Brain Saver. Answers to brain inflammation, mental health, OCD, brain fog, neurological symptoms, addictions, anxiety, depression, heavy metals, Epstein-Barr virus, seizures, Lyme, ADHD, Alzheimer's, autoimmune, and eating disorders. Now, Anthony Williams' Medical Medium books have personally helped me so much get out of my chronic illness. I've personally healed many of my neurological symptoms. I've healed my autism, my anxiety, my depression. I'll make a total different video, but that's the reason I chose this book, because his series, he has 7 or 8 of these books, and they have just totally changed my life when I found them. So I wanted to read this for you guys. It says, for the light that stands in the way of the darkness. Okay, so there's a foreword, author's personal note, how The Brain Saver became 2 books, and how this book works. I don't know if I should read that part. Personally, I'm just gonna flip around that, but I'll read how this book works. I think that's important. Author's personal note. Okay, this book is your survival guide as you navigate life. In part 1, your brain story, you'll discover the major reasons why your brain needs help. What is happening in our brains and nervous system to make us struggle and suffer like never before? Also, I wanted to mention, since this is my first video on this book, and it will be quite a few videos, I also wanted to read because I actually have a trauma that I'm trying to heal. As a kid, we did popcorn reading in English class, and I used to stutter because I struggle to read words sometimes. I struggle to sound out the words, and it's been years, but I actually have been wanting to read this book on YouTube for months, maybe a year, and I haven't because of that trauma. So forgive me if I can't read, if I don't pronounce a word right, or if I'm struggling. I think it's highly beneficial for me to embrace that fear and kind of allow it to leave. And also, I think this book is so powerful and definitely deserves to be read on YouTube. And if this video finds you, I am so glad, because maybe you'll want to go buy this book, or maybe you'll just want to stay with the series. So yeah. Anyway, what is happening in our brains and nervous system to make us struggle and suffer like never before? What does it mean to have a static brain, an alloy brain, a viral brain, an emotional brain, inflamed cranial nerves, a burnt out and deficient brain, an addicted brain, an acid brain? Have you guys ever heard of these? With an understanding of the main factors affecting our brains that are contributing to today's epidemic of mental, emotional, and physical suffering, you can finally find a path of healing. And part 2, brainwashed. You'll gain a fresh perspective on how to safeguard yourself and your family from trendy, healthy traps and persistent myths that keep us sick and lost. Why isn't the everything in moderation philosophy as harmless as it sounds? How do microdosing, alcohol, and caffeine fall short of promised benefits? How do you make sense of all the noise about food belief system? The answers are here. Part 3, Brain Betrayers, offers key understandings about the toxic exposures and problematic ingredients in our everyday lives that undermine our brain and nervous system. Health without our consent. With details about what we're exposed to, how we're exposed, and how these brain betrayers slip past the blood-brain barrier or cause problems in other parts of our body that undermine our brain. This section of the book will give you a whole new line of defense against the health threats that surround us. Part 4, Brain Invasions. You'll find chapters to explain the truth about several of the most common, perplexing, and complex states of suffering, with insights into anxiety, depression, eating disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD, bipolar disorder, and Alzheimer's and dementia. You'll understand yourself and your loved ones like never before. And in the same spirit of revealing the answers to what holds back so many people in life, Part 5, Your Pain and Suffering, Enlightened, sheds light on close to 100 more symptoms and conditions. When you're struggling with a symptom or condition, it's not a shortcoming or a failing or a life sentence. You've been betrayed by invasive exposures present in our world. When you discover the underlying causes to address for relief or prevention, you won't have to live in fear or defeat any longer. Part 6, Bringing Back Your Brain. And I'm also kind of being like 5, 6 because it's in numerals. I don't know. Numerals. Anyway, I don't actually know what VI means, so I think it's 6. Bringing Back Your Brain is your restorative oasis. Here, you'll discover how to align yourself with your brain and body's natural processes in order to heal and protect your brain and nervous system. You'll find information on steps you can take to start supporting your brain right away, as well as revelations about what kind of nourishment your brain and nervous system really need to strengthen and flourish. Also included is critical background on nutritional deficiencies and blood testing, along with the new medical medium tool Brain Shot Therapy, which I'm actually doing one right now. This is a vitamin C shock therapy that Spirit of Compassion created. Really good. Expanded options for established medical medium, favorite heavy metal detox, and numerous customizable cleanses designed to support your brain and nervous system wherever you are in life. With resources you can put to use, plus a deep understanding of why these approaches support you, you'll find freedom. It says in parentheses, for even more healing options, refer to this book's companion, because this one has another book. We have all the medical medium books called Brain Saver Protocols, Cleanses and Recipes, which maybe after I get through this book, I'll think about maybe reading another one. There you'll find a supplement gospel, sections that cover these golden rules of choosing and taking supplements, 9 medical medium shock therapies for in-the-moment relief and support, plus supplement protocols with diagnosis to address over 300 symptoms and condition. Also discover over 100 healing recipes, detailed insight into the food and supplements that undermine our healing, and powerful meditations and techniques to strengthen your soul and help your brain. That's the end of the parentheses. That's just a little overview of what this book's companion is about. Part 7, Brained and Confused, offers special reading for anyone who wants to understand more about how we got here. How do we understand a world where breathtaking medical advancements coexist with an epidemic of chronic illness and mental health struggles? What makes medical medium science different from other health material you've read? Where are the citations? These chapters will shed light on how to make sense of widespread health confusion and why now, more than ever, we're all in this together. It's time for compassion to make a comeback. Finally, if you'd like to learn more about the source of the information in this book, you'll find the answers in Origins of the Medical Medium, which follows part 7. The information here doesn't come from broken science, interest groups, medical funding with strings attached, botched research, lobbyists, internal kickbacks, persuaded belief systems, private panels of influencers, health field payoffs, or trendy traps. These are living words meant to elevate you above the sea of confusion. Brain Saver is here for you as a lifelong reference. Make notes in the margins as you go. Bookmark the passages you want to revisit. Over and over, you can return to these living words for reminders, both the very practical, such as how to avoid the various brain betrayer exposures, and essential teachings such as this. You didn't create your pain. You didn't create your symptoms. You didn't create your illness. We suffer for very real and physical reasons, and we can address those reasons at the core with the information here. When we know how to navigate the world, we have the power to heal. So that is the chapter of how this book works. And if you're not familiar with medical medium information, Anthony Williams, I highly suggest you look it up to see if it's something you're even interested in, and also to get more of an understanding than what I'm about to tell you. But the general idea of where this information comes from, Anthony Williams is the person who channels Spirit of Compassion. He's called SOC for short. SOC is the Spirit of Compassion that comes from above, and he hears him through his ear. I don't believe he calls it channeling. He calls it something. I don't know what he uses though. But he gets this information from Spirit of Compassion, who is not a human. He's a spirit, and he's here to help humans heal through Anthony Williams, who is the person. Really great information. It's personally helped me specifically, also my significant other, my wife. It's helped her. She had ADHD and other symptoms. We actually have a channel. I think we posted about what symptoms we healed, if I'm not mistaken, on our channel. Anywho, yeah, I highly suggest you look him up on your own if that's something you're interested in. And also, this has been the only information that has not been proven wrong, which is pretty impressive. And from my own experience, it's the only diet, that's a terrible word, isn't it? Lifestyle. My lifestyle change has like, it's just significantly changed. It's honestly such a blessing to have this book in my life. I haven't fully read this one, which is why I chose this one and not like the first, because this is like the 6th or the 7th in the series. And lastly, it comes with a little quote. Our greatest line of defense against threats to our brain and neurological health is our brain itself. Using our own brain to acquire knowledge ahead of medical research and science, we can rise above chronic suffering and take back our power. Anthony William, Medical Medium. So that's it for this video. And then on my next one, I'm going to read part 1 called Your Brain Story. And the chapter will be called Save Your Brain. So stay tuned. Bye.